finally talk about it.
We can finally talk about it.
It's Christmas in November. So this is the pre-show, and that means that you can learn what to expect between now and 9:35 when the keynote kicks off. And so we're going to give you a behind-the-scenes look at all of the amazing things that are happening over on the main stage. And we're going to have interviews with speakers and guests who are working on today's sessions. And we're going to also share with you a few tips and tricks for how all of you watching from around the world can get the most out of Universe.
That's right. And throughout the day, tell us what you think. You can find out more about the sessions. You can get in touch with the presenters on the Universe 22 discussions page, or you can feel free to shout us out on Twitter. Use that hashtag GitHubUniverse. The keynote is going to be kicking off in about 30 minutes. And now we're going to be checking in with our mode host throughout Universe. It is Damian Brady over in the hub.
Hey everybody, so good to be here. I am right outside registration. You can probably see people behind me lining up, getting ready to go. I'm excited. We've been practicing, we've been rehearsing, we've been going through this for a while, and yeah, I'm just really excited to kick off. I'm going to throw it back to you for the moment, and you'll join me in a little bit, and I'll give you a little bit more information, maybe chat to a couple of people. But back to you on the desk.
Yeah, thank you so much, Damo. We will be checking in with you throughout the event. So let's talk a little bit, I think, about how some of this stuff is going to work. So throughout the day, we are going to have things going on a bunch of different content stages, both in person and online. If you are watching us anywhere other than GitHubUniverse.com, now's a really good time to head over to GitHubUniverse.com. Go ahead and start like a count of how many times I say that for some sort of, drinking game if you want. It could be water. I think for us it'll be water or coffee. But go to GitHubUniverse.com right now and go ahead and register, because even though we are streaming the keynote live on all of our social media channels, after that, the only way to view the rest of the day's content is going to be at, say it with me,
GitHubUniverse.com.
Yep.
Now, if you are going to want to register, and you're going to have to want to register because we'll have over 100 sessions across 5 content tracks. So if you have not registered yet, it's quick, easy, and free.
That's right. You can register now, and then you can watch every session, and you can plan your schedule, and you can even buy a ticket to attend in person tomorrow if you see all the fun that we're having and you still want to, come join us, and you definitely do.
Absolutely. And coming up on today's schedule is a deep dive into code spaces on the main stage.
I'm super excited about that.
Absolutely.
There's also a session on how GitHub uses GitHub to secure GitHub. I like the meta-ness of all of that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And there are dozens of virtual sessions like how Copilot has impacted developer happiness and how we help develop a game aimed at preserving an endangered indigenous language.
That's so cool. Okay, so
cool.
Anwan, I know that this is going to be kind of like trying to choose between your children, a Sophie's choice of sorts. But what of these sessions is standing out to you? Which one really has you excited?
It's going to be Copilot, Copilot, Copilot. I think that this is an amazing set of tools for developers. I think one of the most powerful things about Copilot is it's going to help people who are starting their software developer journey get there faster.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I started as a developer, and there's like all these dependencies and all these things I had to install. With Copilot, Copilot is the AI tool that is used to help you get started with software faster. And so whether you're programming in Ruby or in Java or in either of the supported languages, it's going to give you a bit of an edge in getting started. So what about you, Christina?
Yeah, no, I love Copilot. I think Copilot is fantastic. We're going to be talking a lot about that throughout the next 2 days, I know. GitHub Codespaces, I'm really excited about those sessions. If you're not familiar, GitHub Codespaces is basically a way to bring your local develop environment, but access it anywhere. So I can be on my iPad, like you've got an iPad set up right here.
Right.
You can have a very powerful machine in the cloud connected to all of your repositories with the extensions that you want, the code you need access to.
Absolutely.
Do it anywhere. I love that. So that's really, really great.
Now, all of that and much more is coming up. But right now, let's talk about where we are this morning.
Yeah.
We're at the Yerba Buena Center for the Arts in downtown San Francisco. Now, there were lots of reasons that we decided to choose this location. This is where so many amazing products have been announced to the public. And we're announcing a lot of cool products as well. But in many ways, the YBCA, where we are right now, is a place that is dedicated to the arts. And at GitHub, we really feel a kinship with all of the arts. And in fact, whether your tools are a paint and a canvas, or a hammer and a chisel, or a keyboard and a mouse, you are creating art. And we really believe that art creates the future. And we want to enable artists all over the world to create a bright future. There's so many people watching now who have not become developers, and we want you through GitHub Universe to become developers. We want you to join us in this amazing enterprise of making the world better.
Absolutely. And we are out here. This is the East Garden, part of what we were calling the hub on the garden stage. So if you're with us in person, you can see that's what that looks like. And to the left is the hub, and we're going to give you a little bit of a tour of that in a bit. And then we've got the main stage theater. That's where we're going to be having the keynote later this morning. That is Mona's stage, and that is right behind us. And if you want to know what's going on, you can check out the event schedule, and you can plan for the sessions that you want to watch at githubuniverse.com. We've also, we're going to be talking about some of the tweets and things that we see coming in from you guys that's happening, that we're seeing online too. So we've got a lot of really good stuff coming up. And we're going to get a look at more of what's happening around here soon. A couple of minutes ago, we saw a shot of people who were making their way into the theater. Now we're going to meet up with our partner, our roaming correspondent, Damo, who is outside of Mona's stage. Damo, welcome. How are you?
I am amazing. Yeah, this is such a beautiful day. It's been raining the last couple of days, so I'm getting the sun right in my eyes here, so excuse me if I squint. I also realized I didn't introduce myself, so how rude of me. My name is Damien Brady, and I lead the developer advocacy team at GitHub. I'm excited to be here at an in-person event. A lot of people wandering around, having their coffee, having their breakfast, getting excited for what's happening at the moment. And I'm joined by two attendees and two hubbers here. Kasia, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me here.
And Abby, good to see you.
Good to see you too. Great to be here.
So this is the first in-person GitHub Universe event for a little while. Are you excited to be here in person for a change?
Oh, this is like super exciting event. I think we all were waiting for it for a very long time, few years, to have in-person events. So yeah, super happy, super exciting time, and the fact that we have so many customers, maintainers, open source, and we can connect with the community. I think that's like the best out of it.
And you are in the organization that deals with our customers, enterprise customers, correct?
Yes, so I work on the product team, and I oversee growth for GitHub Enterprise Cloud and GitHub Advanced Security.
That's amazing. And Abby, you've been here for a couple of days, a day or so, but you work with our maintainer community, correct?
Yeah, I do. So I run our open source maintainer programs, and it's so nice to see so many of them here in person, and I can like actually touch them. It's great.
It is. There's also a few different things around for the people who are in person at this event. There's also a maintainer stars kind of package, walkway, something, a walk of stars, you know those things, down there as well. So I'm looking forward to going and browsing the maintainers and the stars. All right, number one question I have to ask both of you. What is the thing that you are looking forward to the most from this GitHub Universe? Kasia?
Definitely, there will be a lot of like amazing product announcements. So I'm super curious and super excited to hear what we are coming up for upcoming months and years, and the feedback we will collect from our customers and audience.
Absolutely. I've seen a few of those announcements. I cannot wait until they're public. What about you, Abby?
I'm really excited to highlight a lot of our open source maintainers here. So on Thursday, I'll be hosting Spotlight on Maintainers, and we'll hear from them directly and learn more about the humans behind open source.
Yeah, that's amazing. And that's what it's all about, right? It's about the communities and the developers. That's what GitHub's all about. You can feel the energy here. We're going to keep going. We are going to throw back to the garden stage in just a minute. But I just want to point out a couple of things behind me. You've seen the inverter cat. This is Mona. This is our mascot at GitHub. This beautiful, shiny... I don't know what it's made of. It's like a perspex. It's a beautiful archway that everybody can walk through. In a minute, we'll clear this so we can let people take some pictures. Over to my left is the hub, and we will walk through that a little bit later. Behind us is the registration desk, and I'm not entirely sure. You might be able to see a couple of tentacles. Yeah, flowing down to the ground. I'm going to ask them what they're doing with those afterwards. Surely they don't need them after this event, and I think they look great on my house. That'd be okay, I'm sure. Yeah. So we're going to walk you through the hub a little bit later. We're going to walk you through a few other places. We're going to show you the shop where you can buy some things. And of course, if you're watching at home, you are going to get ready and excited for the keynote. And then go to githubuniverse.com to watch all of the other sessions and get ready for some exciting announcements. But for the moment, while we get ready, I'm going to throw back to Anwan at the garden stage, and I'll talk to you a little bit later. All right, see you later, everyone.
All right, thank you, Damo. Such a great tour. I'm calling dibs on those tentacles, though. I'm going to install those in my backyard. I think it'll be an amazing addition to my pool. And of course, we love to hear from you on Twitter or on the Universe 22 discussions page. You know, one of the things I love the most about GitHub is that we use what we built. So we have a product called GitHub Discussions that hopefully all of you know about, and we're using discussions to power the conversations that we're having at GitHub Universe. And I can tell you that people in the Twitterverse are getting very excited. So let's take a look at what some of the people are saying right now. All right, so we have a couple of tweets that we're going to show. There's Anthony Bartolo, who has an amazing shot of the stage. And we also have a shot on the right hand of Martin Woodward, our very own Martin, who looks a little bit taller in that picture. I wonder what's going on there. And then we have Andrea, who is showing that the Latin American GitHub stars are very much represented here. So there's just a lot of amazing things happening on Twitter. All right, so if you're just joining us, this is the GitHub Universe pre-show, and we're only a little less than 9 minutes away from the start of the keynote. And so if you need to take a bathroom break or get a snack or do whatever, I highly recommend that you do this because the keynote is jam-packed with amazing content. You don't want to miss a second of the keynote. So you have a little bit of time, go ahead and do what you got to do and make sure that you're back here to make sure that you can hear everything that we're going to announce during the keynote. Now, if you've been with us since the beginning of the pre-show, you might have noticed that my co-host Christina isn't with me right now. So a few of the cool points of the stage have gone down, I must admit. But I'm here to let you know that Christina is heading backstage to give us a preview of what's in store for the keynote while Damien gets ready for his part of the keynote. That's right, that amazing Australian accent isn't just for out here. You're going to actually hear him during the stage. And you'll see more of Damien and Christina later. All right, so in the meantime, here's a bit more of what to expect today after the keynote. All right, community, AI, security, and cloud. Those are the 4 themes that underlie the 4 tracks that make up GitHub Universe. But because we're GitHub and we like to be a little bit extra, we added a 5th track that is full of live stream content from the main stage. Now, after the keynote, which is going to be broadcast on all of the tracks because we want you to make sure that you get all the information that's going to be in the keynote. After the keynote is done, you can go track by track and get access to all of the content that is most valuable to you. And what's amazing about this event is that if you go to githubuniverse.com, you can build your own schedule. And I want to let you know that you're going to want to build your own schedule, right? There are so many dozens and dozens and dozens of amazing sessions going on at GitHub Universe. You can't see them all. I mean, maybe you have like a lot of monitors. You can watch them all, but you couldn't consume it. So what you want to do is go to githubuniverse.com and then select the sessions that you want to watch, and then you can build your own schedule for the entire show. And there's going to be sessions on teaching machine learning. There's going to be a deep dive into our AI pair programmer Copilot. There's going to be sessions on security. And if you are in software development, you are in the security business, so you want to check out those, and how to eliminate credential leaks, and so much more. So you want to make sure that you can check it all out on githubuniverse.com. And again, if you have not registered yet, register. You want to make sure that you're in the number and that you're able to get access to all of the amazing information that we are sharing at GitHub Universe. Registration is quick, it's easy, and it's free. All right, so let's check in on Christina, who is backstage at Mona's Theater. So hey, Christina, what's going on back there, and what's the mood with about just a few minutes left to go? All right, I don't know if we're having Christina yet. So again, if you are just joining us We are at githubuniverse.com. I'm Anwan Simmons. I am an engineering manager at GitHub from Houston, Texas. I'm responsible for the sponsors team. By the way, GitHub sponsors will be mentioned in the keynote, and we're going to share some amazing announcements about what we're doing with GitHub sponsors, but there's so much more. We're going to talk about Copilot, which is our AI programming tool, which is meant to be your best friend while you're creating all the amazing things that you're doing with code. But not only Copilot, we have Code Spaces, which is your development environment in a box, where you can easily get started with something that you're working on right now without worrying about dependencies and other things you need to install. Or if you wanted to try maybe a new language, maybe you want to try React, or maybe you want to try to pick up some other language, well, GitHub Copilot is just an amazing, Copilot and Code Spaces are actually both amazing tools that I actually think really work together in an amazing way. All right, and so there's just so many things that are happening. By the way, I am on the garden stage, and so that means that you're watching me live right now from all around the world, but you are also, there are people here, so if you're here in the garden, say, hey, what's up? Yay! I want to thank all of you for taking time to be here in person at githubuniverse.com. So I think that we have Christina. Christina, are you ready to go? What's going on? Okay, maybe not, maybe not. All right, go ahead, Christina. All right, so. Hey, Christina, can you hear me? All right. All right, so we're waiting to bring in Christina. By the way, I'm going to go ahead and not bury the lead. Christina's going to be talking with Kyle Daigle, who's an amazing part of GitHub. And you're going to learn more about what he's excited about for the show. And she's going to give you a sneak peek of what's going to happen behind the stage. So now, Christina, do we have you? Not yet. All right. Well, you know, there are lots of amazing things that we're doing.
All right. Well, look, Anwan,
There you go, Christina.
I sorry that I left the stage for a bit, but I had to sneak backstage because I'm actually on the keynote backstage on Mona stage. Check all of this excitement happening around behind me. And I found a special guest, Mr. Kyle Daigle. Now, Kyle, I think your technical title is VP of Strategy at GitHub. Yeah. Okay, but here's the real secret. Kyle actually makes GitHub run. So like without Kyle, nothing would be happening. But from what I understand, you're not part of the keynote. So what's going on? You here for moral support? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of moral support. We've been working on the keynote for weeks now. Yeah. We're very excited to share a bunch of news. Been in rehearsals the past 3 days. So I'm here to make sure everything goes off without a hitch and just sort of excited to be back here with everyone. This is a huge, huge group of people. Dozens of hubbers that made this work, and Thomas is going to kick us off in about 15 minutes, it looks like.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fantastic. So, Kyle, what number of GitHub universes is this for you?
I think 7 or 8. I've been at every universe thus far. So, yeah, we started small. We started off in these big warehouses where we brought everything in, and now we're at the beautiful Yerba Buena Gardens and the theater here. So it's been fun to see how things have changed and evolved over time, and the production quality, the excitement of what we're shipping and bringing to everyone is only going up, up, up.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I have to say, like, it's really nice to be back in person again, isn't it? Like, isn't it great to see that energy and to have all that around us?
Yes, I mean, after doing 2 fully remote universes and doing these very fun videos that were very different than being in person, it's so great to be back in person. There's nothing quite like having a full auditorium full of people who are excited to hear about what we're going to ship. The hubbers that are here, it's good to see our coworkers again. You know, GitHub's a remote company as well, and so we don't always get to see everyone. So having everyone together, there's a huge amount of energy. The musical act is awesome right now, but you can't quite hear back there. So having everyone back is awesome. This is great. It's great to see you in person too.
I'm so excited to see you in person because most of the time I just see you over Zoom meetings, and I'm like, yes, I get to meet Kyle.
Exactly.
So what are you most excited about this year, and what's going on?
Yeah. I mean, this is a jam-packed universe. So right off the gate, we have a lot of big announcements. I don't want to spoil anything, but I mean, it's clear, we have a lot coming through AI. We're bringing a lot of features to everyone. So if there's some things that you've wanted to use in GitHub, but you couldn't quite use on your own yet, hopefully we're going to surprise and delight you in just a few minutes here. And then later today at 3:38 Pacific, I have a session where we're sharing even more information about the experiments and the cool things that we're bringing to GitHub. So a lot going on. Don't click away. Keep watching. There's a lot to come.
Absolutely stay watching. I've seen a preview of your session. You're don't undersell it. You're doing great stuff. All right. This is amazing. We're going to head back to the garden stage and check in with you guys, and I'll see you later. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Christina, and thanks, Kyle. And hello to everyone out there. And I am Anwan Simmons. I'm one of the 3 hosts that are here for GitHub Universe. If you're just joining us, that's who I am. And you overheard Christina Warren, who goes by Film Girl, talking to Kyle Dago, our VP of Strategy at GitHub. And of course, we're hearing so many things here live in San Francisco at the YBCA, but we'd love to hear from all of you on Twitter or on the Universe 22 discussions page. And I can already tell you that there are people in the Twitterverse who are already getting very excited. So let's take a look at what people are saying right now. All right, some people are commenting on the tentacles that I mentioned. There are people who are really amazed about the setup. Looks like a few people are registering, which is amazing. And, I think somebody has found Martin Woodward, who you will hear more about later. So there's a lot of amazing things that people are already posting and tweeting about GitHub Universe. All right, and so we have the content tracks at Universe, and those are community, security, AI, and cloud. And so those 4 core content tracks are where you want to tune in about GitHub Universe. And then there is a 5th track of everything that is going on at the main stage. And there is just so much great content that we've curated for each of these topics. All right, and here's a look at what's coming up across. Okay, so now actually we are now at about 5 minutes until the keynote kicks off. It's just amazing. There's so many cool things that we've already shared, and there are already things that are coming up for the keynote. All right, we are going to go back to Christina, who's backstage at the keynote that is about to begin. Hey, what's up, partner? How you doing, Christina? All right, I think we're still waiting for Christina. I do want to share with all of you a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look at what we've been doing, especially over the past couple of days to get here. Now, it is now an amazing day in San Francisco. There is not a cloud in the sky, but like literally last night, it was freezing, it was raining. I thought that I was going to have to be holding an umbrella, but thankfully I did not have to do that because the universe really wants Universe to be a thing. And so I'm really appreciative of all the things. So whatever that people did, maybe some people like burned incense or lit a candle, but thank you, because I could not have asked for a more amazing day for the first day of GitHub Universe. By the way, there are 2 days of GitHub Universe, so you're going to have to settle in. This is just day 1. And so we're going to have a keynote session coming up after this. And then there is a whole bunch of content. Remember, go to githubuniverse.com, and one of the most powerful parts of that website is that you can build your own schedule. There is way, way too much content for you to just observe it all at once. So what you can do is go to githubuniverse.com, and you can build your schedule. You can go through the tracks, you can pick what you want to look at, and you can also make sure that GitHub Universe works for you. We have a lot to share with you, but we want to make sure that you have enough agency to make Universe the experience that works for you. And don't worry about missing something, right? You can build your schedule, but you can also make sure that everything that you can't see during the show will be available online. So again, make sure that you go over to githubuniverse.com to build your own personal Universe experience. And again, you can make sure that all of the 5 tracks that we have going on are aligned with what you're interested in. So again, there is no need to be nervous if you're going to miss something, because everything that we are showing at GitHub Universe will be available on demand. All right, Christina, I think we have you. Are you there, partner? All right, so Christina, what's up with you?
All right, thank you so much, Anwan. Okay, so I did something I don't think I was supposed to do, which is I've snuck actually behind me. Like, I'm actually backstage right now, right before we could kind of get onto the keynote stage. So I'm gonna actually maybe see if I can sneak up on stage in a couple of minutes. But I just wanted to kind of give you all in the audience a little bit of kind of some insights into how we put all of this together. So this is GitHub Universe 2022. As we've mentioned before, this is a hybrid event. So we wanted to kind of bring people who are joining us online, give you a little bit of a peek at what you can see happening here at Yerba Buena that even people in person aren't actually able to see. And so I am in the wings right now of what we are calling Mona Stage. And in like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm not sure what the exact timing is. This is where the keynote is going to be happening. We've got so many great announcements coming up that I'm super excited to finally be able to talk about. I spoke with Kyle Daigle earlier, and he also has a session coming up later this afternoon, which is going to be showing off some of the things happening in the future with GitHub. So we've got some things that are sort of, future facing later in the afternoon. We're going to get some great product announcements and updates in just a few minutes. We have great stuff from our communities that we're going to be hearing from. There's so many good sessions, so much good stuff happening right now, and this space is actually amazing. So for people who are in the auditorium, who are going to be able to view this keynote live, there is a band on stage, and they are doing something, I think, with code, and we've got like a cello player. It's actually really, really beautiful and just a fantastic experience. We're going to cut to that, I think, in just a couple of minutes so you can get a little bit of a flavor of what that is. But this is just sort of what we're trying to bring to the GitHub Universe 2022 set. This is what we're trying to accomplish. It's actually like immediately to my right is actually, I think, the cello case, which is really cool. We've got all amazing crew members back here. Everybody who's getting all of this together, you'd be surprised by how much goes into putting on a production like this. It actually takes hundreds of crew members and lots of people behind the scenes. I want to give a shout out to my lighting crew and my cameraman and my great producer who are keeping everything up and running. People, Anwan and Damien, who've been doing great jobs keeping us up to date on things at the desk. We want to hear your feedback, and you can do that in a couple of ways. So the first is probably the easiest. You can use Twitter and just use the hashtag GitHub Universe. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you think about all the things that we're putting together. And you can also use the GitHub Discussions feature and go to Universe 22, and you can give feedback there as well. Now, what's great about this is for each of the sessions, and all the sessions are available at GitHubUniverse.com. So again, I said this is a drinking game. Every time you hear me say that, take a drink, hopefully of water, because otherwise, it's like 9:30 in the morning and you're already going to be like a little bit out there. So take a sip of your water or your coffee or kombucha or whatever, but go to GitHubUniverse.com, see those session schedules. And as I said, each session actually will have a discussions chat available in it. Now, what's great about this is you can go to the discussions area and you can actually have conversations with the experts and the people who actually make the things that you are learning about or want to know more information about, and the people who are actually giving those sessions. So this is a really great way to get your feedback, get questions answered. If you want to join us in person, I think we still have some tickets available. So if you want to join us tomorrow here at YBCA, you can do that. And in just a couple of minutes, I think what I'm going to do, I'm getting some various information from people. I think I'm going to try to sneak on stage and see if we can actually show what's going on. And so I'm kind of have an idea. Should I go ahead and try to? Okay, I'm getting a note from my producer. Hold off on that a minute. But that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be sneaking on stage. I'm going to see if I can see. If I can get on stage without anybody noticing too much. Who am I kidding? I've got a camera crew with me. It's kind of hard to miss, but this is still something that I'm completely all about doing. So This is, if you can see this sort of beautiful backstage area, this is what the audience is seeing, but from a different perspective. And I'm really loving that we're able to bring you this backstage content. We've also got all of our speakers who are going to be in the keynote in the wings here. So if you can see like straight across, I don't know how good that camera's getting in, you can actually see the speakers getting ready to go out on stage. I've seen the previews of the keynote, I've seen the dry-run rehearsals. It's going to be a really, really amazing event. I'm so excited for all of you to do this. And now let me see if I can actually get back here. Should we see if we can get back here? Yeah. All right. Let's see if I can actually do a little bit of a cam, because I want you to see, wow, the audience is here. This is really filled out. This is really, really good. Check this out. All these people are here. We've got just amazing screens that are set up. I'm very impressed with how good the code looks on screen, I have to say. This is really good stuff. We've got amazing musicians and DJs who are putting all of this stuff together, and this is amazing. So GitHub Universe is going to be kicking off in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to kick it back off now, and this is GitHub Universe. See you back at the garden stage after this is all over.